Join us in today's video where we speak with Keith Richardson, who's the suspension technician and motorcycle mechanic here at CCM Racing, and we're going to go through the testing day that we had last Sunday with the Motoklik device. Stay tuned to find out how we got on. Okay, so this is Keith. Keith, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here at CCM Racing and how long you've been doing it for?
Well, yeah, I'm the mechanic here at CCM. I do a little bit of everything, but a lot of what we do at the moment is suspension. It's just kind of setting up for customers, setting up for weights, basic service, things like that.
And you're telling me there you're doing this since 2007, so this is 13 years experience with working on bikes and suspension as well?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I started here like 2 days after my 18th birthday. Like, I didn't even get a summer holiday, pretty much straight into work, like 2 days after my 18th birthday again. But I've been around bikes my whole life, so I don't really know anything else, so I just couldn't wait to get out of school and start working on some bikes.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so you can get in touch with Keith if you want any of your suspension servicing work done, as well as any potential upgrades that you might need for your bike as well, whether that's setting the right springs for your weight, a bladder conversion kit I think is quite popular, spring conversion kits for air forks is also something that you do regularly.
Yeah, and the WP, so the WP stuff is still coming with the air fork. It's quite good in some areas, but some riders struggle with a lot of the small kind of choppy stuff, so we can offer spring conversion kits or a revalve to try help with that. It depends what your budget is, but we can definitely help.
Okay, brilliant. So you're obviously somebody that's really into and invested and interested in suspension and suspension performance, which is why we decided last Sunday to go testing with the Motoklik product on your Kawasaki. Before we get started into that, do you want to tell us a little bit about your Kawasaki KX450 and what modifications you have done to it already, or what upgraded parts you use?
I need about a half an hour, I'd say, but I've got a few bits. Like, I'm running some Lainer progressive damping system in my forks. I've got the Lainer rebound stopper. I'm still running standard valving, but I've sprung them for my weight. I'm quite happy with it. So, like, again, like a revalve is only, like, it's not like everybody wants, I need a revalve, but sometimes the standard stuff is still pretty good. You might not need to do it, so you just need to find out kind of what each rider would need before you go mess with that kind of stuff.
I think I also saw on your bike then a full pro circuit exhaust system with a very nice looking green carbon end cap, and also a GET ECU with Wi-Fi control as well. Is these items that you use regularly as well, and what was the improvement from buying in those bits?
The pipe was probably just more for looks. There's only a little guy riding a big bike, so it's more just for looks for that. But the GET system's pretty cool. I've had that on a couple of bikes, so I've had that on my 18 250 and I've had it on two 450s. I was able to send it back to GET and they could change the software so I could run it on the 450. So, but with the 250 I was using it to make the bike go quicker. Now with the 450 I'm using it to make it a bit more usable so I can ride it aggressively longer and like try get a whole race out before my arms are hanging out.
Yeah, to make the 450 a bit more manageable. That's quite interesting there. You said you could send the ECU back to GET so that they could readjust the firmware on it to work on a different bike. Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly, because Keen will be the company who makes a lot of the standard electrics, so a lot of the plug-ins are the same. So like a Honda ECU would plug into a Kawasaki ECU and it won't work. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that.
Yeah.
But with the GET system, because it's the same plug-in, the same connection, you can send, it depends what GET you have. The one I have is an RX1 Pro, so you can send that back to GET and they'll be able to change the software so it'll run with like a Honda CRF 250 or 450, or it can even run with some KTMs and Huskies as well.
Brilliant, brilliant. I didn't know that about GET, so you learn something new every day. So the Motoklik system then, this is something that we tested on your bike.
Yeah.
We retrofitted all the parts to the bike and then we had all the communication through the mobile app. So what was your feeling just putting the system on the bike? Do you feel it was an easy to install system, or how was it for you?
It's pretty straightforward to fit it. We're still kind of like in development stages, so we're still just trying to find where we need to route cables and things like that and different models and stuff, but it's pretty simple
and straightforward. And what sort of things were you looking for from the Motoklik system then in your day of testing? What sort of functions within the app or within the product stood out to you on the day?
I was interested to see if what I felt on the bike matched the data that I saw. So like, we could see like there's a bit of like there was a kind of a step down that I kept coming short, I kept casing, so getting a bit of an awful landing. So it's good to see that the data matched. I thought that was quite interesting. And what I also thought was really cool was when we had a look at to see how much travel we used on the forks and on the app, and then we measured on the O-ring, and it was pretty much identical. That was pretty cool. It was cool to see that.
So just to reiterate what Keith was saying there, so it's common practice on these bikes where you'd see an O-ring fitted to the fork leg, and people use that to see how much of the travel is being used.
Yeah.
But it's hard to know where exactly on the track that is. So we could see very easily in the app where that was occurring, and then it said in the app 285 millimeters. Keith got out the measuring tape, bang on 285 millimeters. So it's great to get that reassurance that what we're measuring is actually what's happening on the bike as well. How do you see being able to work with this product in the future? Is it something you'd use again? Would you use it just for yourself? Would you use it with other people during testing?
Like for myself, I'd like to have one that would do all the current bikes.
Yes.
So if I was going to test on the track or anything, if I had like a, let's say, a particular customer who can't really get the words to explain what he's feeling, and there's only so much of the track you can watch at a time, so you can't see everything. Or he might do one lap, he might do the corner fine, the next lap he could like have trouble 3 or 4 times. So it's just hard to diagnose things all the time. But if I had a Motoklik and I could have it on, like as I said, like if I have one for each different model of bike, so I could go test them with anybody, I'll be able to look at the data and see, like if he, like I can see that where he's having a problem, and I'll be able to, I know what direction I need to go with adjustments. So sometimes customers can get confused between too hard or too soft, and they don't really know how to explain it to you. It's, you can extract the information and you can like get better from watching and making some adjustments, but if I could look at my phone straight away and know what the answer is straight away, it just makes the day a lot easier. So it makes my day easier, and the customer gets the results that he wants quicker.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're saying as a suspension technician and specialist, to offer a better service to your customers, you'd really like to have that adaptability from one make and model to another.
Yeah.
And that's something that we really want to do in Motoklik, is to be able to support suspension technicians, independent suspension technicians like you here, Keith, so that we can give the best possible service to your customers, be able to access the information remotely for different bikes in your area when the customer comes to you saying that they'd like an adjustment, so that you can use objective data to make decisions rather than trying to pull information from a customer who potentially isn't able to fully explain what they feel on the bike, or just doesn't really know. Is that a problem that you come up with?
Yeah, like some people honestly will tell you, look, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right, I don't know what the problem is. So then you need to figure out if you need to go harder, softer, you need to check their sags, just see what their basic settings is. A lot of the time the basic settings are just overlooked, so that would be near the first thing you check, is you just go straight to the sag and then see where they have their clicker adjustments. A lot of the time you can diagnose problems just from that. You might even determine if they have the wrong spring on the bike. But if you had a customer who even had a Motoklik, it would be cool that if they came to me and they already own the Motoklik, and if they were still having some trouble, I'd be able to maybe connect my phone to it, and I could see their data, I could see where they're riding, even if I wasn't there. Let's say they were out somewhere last weekend and I wasn't there. It'd be cool if I could see their data and say, alright, well, this is what we need to do.
Yeah, brilliant. That sounds like a really good option for us to look at developing as well for this product. Keith, we're going to leave it at that there today. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for your time testing on Sunday. Will we be going out to test again?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Alright, well, we'll catch up with you in the next video as part of our newsletter as well, maybe real soon. And keep an eye on the YouTube channel and Facebook page. Give us a like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and let your friends know who might be interested as well. But we'll see you again soon. Motoklik is an electronic device used to automate suspension setup for off-road motorbikes. It does this by using a retrofittable electronic system that's attached to the bike to measure suspension movement both front and rear, as well as satellite position. This information is then sent to you in the smartphone on your suspension's performance, and you can use this then to adjust the suspension clickers for the current track conditions and your riding style. Motoklik also has any location lap timing made possible through the satellite data that's gathered through the app. If you want your own Motoklik, then be sure to subscribe to the Motoklik email newsletter at motoklik.com.